All right, the 2023 Xbox collection. This one gonna be a little over 500 games, but yeah, this should be a long one and a good one. Let's jump into it. Starting off with Diablo 4. The Diablo 4 steelbook here. Yeah, Diablo 4. I did buy it during Black Friday sale, and it's a great game. Very fun. A lot more fun than I would have thought. Let's see. Next up, Dolman. I think this is like a Souls-like shooter. Haven't really put much time into it. Destroy All Humans 2. This is a remake of the OG Xbox game. It's a Deathloop. This is from Arcane Studio. Very fun first-person shooter with a cool little gameplay gimmick to it. Yes, DC Justice League Cosmic Chaos. This game is surprisingly fun. It's kind of more like a beat 'em up, but you play as the DC Trinity. Fun game. I've been enjoying it. Cyberpunk 2077, one of my favorite games ever, and it's like with each update, the games just get better and better. Phantom Liberty was spectacular, so yeah, love Cyberpunk, absolutely love it. Biomutant, this is an open world RPG. Also loved it as well, man. This was a great game. Now it's got the Series X update, so it looks even better. Back 4 Blood. This is like the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. Very cool game. So yeah, I'm not a COD fan, but I am a Battlefield fan. And here we got Battlefield 2042. And it's the awesome looking steelbook here. A game I recently picked up and I've been playing is Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. The Steelbook edition. The fun game. The Avatar P isn't my favorite, but the gameplay is fun. The open world is unbelievably gorgeous. I'll give it that. It's a good game. Avatar: The Last Airbender: Quest for Balance. This is like an action adventure game. Not the best game out there, but if you find it for cheap, I say add it to your collection. One of my favorite games of 2023, Atlas Fallen. Yeah, I think this game is so awesome. The combat is very, very good. It's an open world RPG, and it's kind of got that more hack and slash style gameplay that I absolutely love. And when you build up the momentum as you do your combos, you become deadly. Great freaking game. Another awesome game, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Yeah, beat this. This one is, it kind of went back to its roots. A bit shorter, beautiful world in Baghdad. Not as long as the Antiquity Trilogy, Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. But still, awesome game. Had a blast with it. And speaking of the Antiquity Trilogy, we got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. One of my top 3 most played games on Xbox in general. Love this game. It's one of them games I go back to. And honestly, when I first got my Series X, it took me 3 years until this year to finally uninstall the game because I played it so much. Love it. My favorite Assassin's Creed game and one of my favorite games ever, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Playing as Cassandra in this. The gameplay is excellent. The open world is gorgeous and massive. It is a huge, huge, huge RPG. I think it's the pinnacle of the series, personally. Loved Odyssey. And like Valhalla, it's one of them games that I go back to quite frequently. Assassin's Creed Origins. Bayek is actually my favorite assassin in the whole series. I like Bayek as a character that much. And this is another brilliant game. It came at the time when people were sick of Assassin's Creed being annual releases. So they changed up the formula, and this was a brilliant game. Loved it. Did everything to it to where You know, it's one of them games that not if when I install it, I remember. Oh yeah, I beat all the DLC, did everything I could, but spectacular game. Ark Survival Evolved. Let's see, Alien Fireteam Elite, great game. It's a third-person shooter. The remake of Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I believe this was from that site Limited Run, I believe. Great game though. And Alan Wake Remastered. I haven't bought Alan Wake 2 yet. I know it's digital only, but eventually, you know, when it's a good price, I'm gonna pick it up. But yeah, Alan Wake used to be a 360 exclusive. Very cool horror game. So, and then I heard fantastic things about Alan Wake 2. Alright, next up, Hitman 3. You know, awesome stealth series from Hitman. I believe it's on Game Pass as well. Halo Infinite. Brilliant game. Continues to get better and better with each update. The campaign was spectacular. A lot of verticality with it, with the grappling hook and how it changes your gameplay style. Awesome game. Love Halo. We got Hades, and Hades is, I believe it's like one of those roguelike games, you know, when you die, you don't play the same level. Instead, it has those procedurally generated stuff. Very fast-paced gameplay, kind of difficult, but good game. Gungrave Gore. Yeah, this is an awesome game as well. I haven't really played it much, but I know it's based off an anime, I believe, and it used to be a PS2 Gungrave Gore, so that's really cool that we got one for the current consoles. My probably controversial 2022 game of the year, Gotham Knights. One of my favorite superhero games ever. Loved it. Main Nightwing, my homie Nightwing. It was great to play as Nightwing, my favorite member of the Bat family, second favorite DC character in general, man. But yeah, all of them were fun to play. The game was a lot of fun. Loved it. Wish it was a little longer, but you know what? Not every game needs to be 100 hours, right? But still, played the hell out of it, you know. And I can't. And I'm gonna do another run with probably main Batgirl next time or something. But Gotham Knights, excellent game. Love it. Same with Ghostwire Tokyo. You know, this game originally came out on PlayStation first, then hit Xbox earlier this year. Again, another excellent game, first-person game. The gameplay's a lot of fun. I do think this game could have been well in third person as well when I was playing it, but still, great game. Let's see, we got Gears Tactics, a strategy game from the Gears series. My 2019 game of the year, Gears 5, and then the current gen updates on the Series X and S are mind-blowing. This game is spectacular. Bunch of game modes, excellent gameplay, and the Hive Busters was great. Gears 5 must buy if you're an Xbox fan. Forza Horizon 5, an excellent racing game, open world racing game from the developers Playground Games for making Fable. So yeah, excellent game there, man. Foreclosed is a cool third-person game. You should be able to find it for really cheap for your collection. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Haven't started yet, but you know I do owe my share of Final Fantasy games. Here's an excellent game, and it's on Game Pass right now. Far Cry 6. Yeah, played as Danny Garcia, the Cuban. Well, it's called Yara, but it's based off Cuban woman. And the gameplay was great. Loved the story. Loved everything about it. But Far Cry, probably my second favorite Ubisoft series after Assassin's Creed. And then Far Cry 5. Yeah, this one also got the current gen update, and it looks so good in 4K 60 on the Series X. You know, and it plays so well. It's a lot of fun. Jacob Seed and all of them, probably the best villains in the series, in my opinion. But yeah, Far Cry 5, excellent game. This was a day one time exclusive to Falconeer. It's an aerial combat game. The gameplay a little hard for me to get into, but yeah, it's not too bad, but not great either, in my opinion. Elix 2. This is an open world RPG from Piranha Bytes. They make these Eurodrink type RPGs. It's one of them games that there's a niche audience for it, but they're not gonna light the world on fire. Here's a game I really enjoyed. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Yeah, I had a blast with this game. Played the hell out of it, you know. And then this one, the hack and slash gameplay, and then it has that extra little strategy with how you command your armies and stuff. Really cool game. Really cool game. Let's see, Dying Light 2. Steelbook edition here. Yeah, this is a horror game. Haven't really played it yet, but I heard it's great. Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. If you were going in thinking it was like the old Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, it's not exactly like that. It's kind of more focused on a co-op. Yeah, it's a decent game though. I enjoyed it when I was playing it, but yeah, pretty good. Alright, Dragon Quest XI. I believe this was the first Dragon Quest to hit an Xbox. And yeah, game looks awesome. Love the Akira Toriyama Dragon Ball Z style art in it, you know. And speaking of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Yeah, this I got the collector's edition of this, man. But this is a great game. You know, the extra content like from the season pass was really fun. The gameplay is really cool and fast paced. I really enjoyed it for a single player Dragon Ball Z game because usually they're all just fighting games. So this was a really cool change of pace. Alrighty, next stack. No More Heroes 3. Yeah, this is a pretty awesome game, man. The fast-paced hack and slash style gameplay that I really enjoy. You know, it's one of those goofy type, kind of over-the-top games, and it'll be cool if we got No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Xbox someday. Yeah, this was a really fun game. I had a good time with it. Nier Replicant is one of my favorite JRPGs in general. You know, this is an excellent game here too. I think it's you know, Square Enix and Xbox don't have the best relationship, but I do like a lot of the games Square Enix publish. If I'm gonna be honest, and Nier is at the top of the ones that I like from them. Necromunda Hard Gun, got this really cheap for GameStop, man, and it's a fun first-person shooter. Let's see, Mortal Shell. It's like a Dark Souls clone. Here's a great game, Metro Exodus, and this was another game that got the current gen upgrade, and as a result, the game looks spectacular. Right? It's so wonderfully atmospheric. First-person shooter game. I think that, matter of fact, I think this is probably a good game to play before Stalker 2 comes out for Xbox. The Medium. Yum, yum. Yeah, so The Medium, awesome horror game, and it had that cool dual engines running at the same time with the split screen. Really cool horror game. Minecraft Legends. Yeah, this is the, still in the Minecraft. I don't play original Minecraft, but this game and the other Minecraft Dungeons are actually pretty cool games, I must say. Ah, yes, Mass Effect, the Mass Effect Legendary Collection. 3 of the best RPGs you'll ever play. Pick it up if you're an RPG fan. You will not be disappointed. For me, I played that as an adept, and it's funny. You replay games, you say, I'm going to do something different. I end up still choosing the same class because I just love the adept gameplay, throwing around my biotics to wreck everything. But Mass Effect, excellent game. Excellent series. Oh, one of my favorite games I played of the year. Now, I originally bought it digitally on sale. Well, I actually got it for free digitally on sale with the Microsoft points. So I ended up buying it physical just to add to my collection. So Midnight Suns, one of the best games I played this year, and it surprised me because I'm not usually the big turn-based fan, right? And yet with this game, I was hooked. And then on the year end, if you go to Xbox.com and it shows your year-end stats, this was one of my most played games of the year, which didn't surprise me because I loved it. But still, that kind of shows you how much I love it, man. And so when people say things like Insomniac are the only ones who make good superhero games, I push back against that because games like Midnight Suns, Gotham Knights, and the next game I'm going to show you, I think are amazing games. Some of my favorites on Xbox. Which is my 2021 game of the year, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. What can I say about this game? Just, this game, it shouldn't have worked this way. Because you mainly control Star-Lord, and then you'll during the gameplay parts, you could control the other members for gameplay, to do their attacks and stuff. On the surface, shouldn't have worked, but this game was amazing. I was stunned by how good it was. I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed the movies, right? And not only that, really good story, looks gorgeous, everything runs good, and you're talking to somebody who's not usually a story guy, and even the story was very entertaining to me. Really great game, and I'm telling you, the gameplay is for me, at the end of the day, if the game ain't fun, I don't think it's good, but the gameplay really is so much more creative and better than I would have ever thought. Excellent game. I know people didn't like this game, but this is one of them that I do go back to from time to time, and that's Marvel's Avengers. Now that, and then since then they released a number of characters like Black Panther and Jane Foster's version of Thor and stuff. I think the gameplay is very fun. I think it was just like a traditional action adventure game or open world RPG, something more similar to what you get with your Gotham Knights or Batman Arkham style. I think people would have liked it more, but I think it's a very fun game. Not as good as, say, Midnight Suns or Guardians of the Galaxy, but I still play it and I still enjoy it. Love superhero games. Lord of the Ring Gollum, haven't played it yet. Heard it was one of the worst games of the year, but I got it for like $9, Little Nightmares 2, great horror game. Yes, Like a Dragon Ishin. Yeah, you could play it on Game Pass at the time of this recording. But it's a really cool Yakuza spin-off. Not my favorite. My favorite are the Judgment series, but being in feudal Japan and stuff, pretty cool game. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Yeah, you'll never believe that this is probably one of the best Star Wars games. I know, sounds crazy, but somehow it is. And here is Lost Judgment. Yeah, beat this game, had a blast with it for the most part. However, with these Yakuza games, the long-ass cutscenes, they're insufferable, Fun games, but my goodness, tone it down on the long cutscenes, please. I want to play the game, not watch it. And the same applies to Judgment, but Judgment has some mechanics that are really annoying that they got rid of in Lost Judgment. Thank God. John Wick's Hex. I wish that we had like a real AAA John Wick's game, man. That'd be incredible. You know that gameplay would be good. In Sound Mind, this is like a horror game. My 2020 game of the year, Immortal Phoenix Rising. Loved it. You know, you see the influence from like Breath of the Wild, but to me, the game is just spectacular on its own. I think it's a excellent game. Here's a Hall of Fame level game that blew me away this year. Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, again, on my year-end wrap-up, I think this was my second most played game of 2023, which is not surprising because this game was absolutely fantastic. Way better than it had any right to be. Wish there was more in the end game, but, you know, I can't complain when the game is this damn good. Alright, next up. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. You know, picked this up during the holiday season. Looks as good as the first one. Haven't started it yet. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. This is like an action adventure game based off the TV show. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. This is a surprisingly good JRPG, again from Square Enix, and the characters, they play really, really well off each other. You know, the gameplay's pretty fun. Enjoyed it. Sniper Elite 5, originally played it on Game Pass. Really fun stealth game. Solstice, an awesome hack and slash game. Love this game. You know, really, really love it. Definitely, you know, and it kind of does have that old school Ninja Gaiden style vibe to it. Soul Hackers 2, turn-based game that I enjoyed. Love the art style and everything. Very fun game. Sonic Frontiers. I must say, this is probably the best Sonic game in like a decade. This game is really, really awesome. And I like that they tried something different with it and how they did it in the open world. Frontiers is really, 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 so I think it's really awesome. As someone who loves Sonic in general, love it. Scarlet Nexus is my favorite JRPG on Xbox in general. Absolutely love this game. I was addicted to it when it first came out. And even though it does some of the tropes, you know, the long cutscenes, the take 2 steps, and triggers a cutscene, the gameplay is so good. The characters are so likable, and everything just clicked. I hope we get a Scarlet Nexus 2 badly, because I love everything about the game. There's Saints Row reboot. Yeah, I gotta say, I think this game is overly hated. You know, yeah, the writing is like that cringy modern day millennial stuff. Yeah, not the best. I think the gameplay is a lot of fun. I love how over the top and wacky it gets. You know, I think that this game overly hated. I really had a blast with it. You know, from a gameplay standpoint, you know, if you stopped at just the writing, yeah, I'd be with you. Not the best written game in the world, but I don't play games for the story most of the time anyway. So I thought the gameplay was fun. Had a great time building up rebuilding the Saints and all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Oh, this is a spectacular game. RoboCop Rogue fucking City. Yo, this game is amazing. And the gameplay, how can I break it down? It's a first person shooter, but it almost feels like a rail shooter, if you will. You know, and then by the way, RoboCop, you know, he could use his vision to target specific enemies. Man, this was one of them games I played from start to finish. Had a blast with it. A love letter to RoboCop, one of my favorite movies ever. And while RoboCop 2 and 3 aren't as good, it's still, man, I would have never thought I would have got the best RoboCop game ever this year. I think the world of this game. Let's see, Resident Evil 8. Remother Broken Porcelain. This is a horror game. Here's another game that I think is overly hated, Redfall. And you know, now it's got the updates to 60 frames per second and stuff. I'm still waiting for the 2 new characters and other DLC to come. But yeah, Redfall, great game. You know, listen, guys, Arcane don't make bad games. I really had a blast with this. You know, it's now got the 60 frames per second update. I played as a Remy. You know, Remy, she was awesome to play as. Yeah, I got no real complaints with it, other than I just think it's overly hated right now. Great game in my opinion. You know, another Arcane hit. Now, we're going to get to my favorite Arcane game later. You know, just saying. Oh, here's a masterpiece, Psychonauts 2. Yeah, when you're talking about creative in every way, from the art style to the gameplay mechanics to how funny it is, you know, Psychonauts 2 is a home run of home runs. You know, this is one of them games that people would say, hey, gaming would be better if we got more games like this because it's just so creative. Psychonauts 2 is a must buy in my opinion. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. This is a really cool fighting game with the Power Rangers IP. A Plague's Tale Requiem. Excellent game. Amicia, one of the best video game protagonists ever in my opinion. And just to see her grow as a character just gets better and better. She still remains that likability she had in the first one. But here you kind of still see that, okay, now she got crossbow. She's a bit more brutal and seasoned, but she still got that heart to her. Excellent game. You know, and listen, a protagonist so good, you just, it's just gonna be impossible not to love her by the end of it. Persona 5 Royale, JRPG, and this is the really cool Steelbook edition. Outriders, yeah. So Outriders was one of them games that had that trend where I played it on Game Pass, loved it so much I had to own it when it was on sale. And yeah, this was one of them, man. Outriders is a ton of fun. One Piece Odyssey, based off the classic manga and anime. And Soulstorm Oddworld. You know, based off the Oddworld IP. You know, remember, you had the Oddworld that was on Xbox and the original PlayStation. And yeah, so it's made its way to modern consoles. Alright. Next up, we got Yakuza Like a Dragon. So yeah, this was this Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, I believe it's. Yeah, and this was a, you know, day one Series X game, turn-based Yakuza game. People really love it, man. Really cool game. Here is the remake of 13. This was a real cool cel-shaded game, first-person shooter. The original, I think they updated the graphics to be more cel-shaded, closer to the original version, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, really cool game. A legendary RPG that got the modern, current gen update, The Witcher 3. You know, this is one of them games that, you know, what can you say about The Witcher 3 at this point? For a lot of people, it's a masterpiece. One of the greatest RPGs ever. Huge open world, so much to do. Yeah, this is one of the games, you ain't beating it in 20 hours, man. Wild Hearts. This game is a lot like Monster Hunter, but it was published by EA and made by Koei Tecmo. Really cool game, really cool game. Werewolf, The Apocalypse Earthblood. I really enjoyed this game, man. The gameplay is brutal. This game actually reminded me of that game X-Men Origins Wolverine, except he turns into a literal werewolf, right? and well, Wolverine has his adamantium claws. But man, when you do the combat, you mess people up, cutting off limbs, ripping them to shreds. This game is it feels that dang bloodlust in you. I swear, great game. Well, very good game. Watch Dogs Legions. This was a really cool game in the Watch Dogs series, and I did like what they did where you could keep recruiting people to your team. So there's no real set protagonist, right? You just unlock people with different abilities and stuff like that to build your team and use your favorite. Wasteland 3, turn-based RPG. Wanted Dead, made by the people who made Ninja Gaiden, if I'm not mistaken. Really cool hack and slash game and third-person shooter. Kind of mixes both. Really fun game. Kind of on the difficult side at times, but yeah, man, awesome game. Really did enjoy it. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So, own it digitally. Bought it last year on the Thanksgiving sale, Black Friday sale, and it ended up being my second favorite game of 2022. Not gonna lie, this game is just ridiculous in the best way. Fun, over the top. You're really pretty. Borderlands graphics. Tiny Tina's a lot of fun. The other characters are a lot of funny. Just a lot of humor. And it kind of got like that board game style menu and stuff. Really good game, I must say. One of them games that it surprised me how good it was. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection. Yeah, if you wanna blast to the past, play this bad boy, man. All the best retro Ninja Turtle games that we grew up on. You know, love Ninja Turtles, grew up on it, and man, great collection. Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Oh, that excellent game. This was actually a modern take on the classic beat 'em ups, and as a result, you again, like RoboCop, a great love letter to the Ninja Turtles, right? You know, my favorite Ninja Turtle is always the homie Raph, especially in the movie, from the movie, and then they adopted his movie personality in the more modern versions where he's more of a, hothead with a heart of gold. In the original cartoon, he was more of a smartass, but again, Raph was always my favorite nonetheless. But it's the game. The game is awesome. Pick it up. New Tales from the Borderland. This is a Telltale style game based on the Borderlands series. Haven't played it yet. Here's an awesome game. One of my favorite JRPGs, Tales of Arise. And there is a new expansion for it, by the way. But yeah, Tales of Arise, awesome gameplay. Even though, like most Japanese games, it kind of drives me crazy with the long cutscenes and take two steps and triggers long cutscene stuff. But when you get into the gameplay, it's a lot of fun. Awesome game. Subnautica Below Zero. The remake of Stuff the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. So yeah, the original one I believe is extremely expensive. So yeah, I was glad. So I went and just picked this up immediately when I saw there's a physical version. Strangers of Paradise, a Final Fantasy Origins. It's decent game. The gameplay pretty good, but there's something about it that just didn't click with me. Not my favorite game by any stretch. My 2023 game of the year is Starfield. And yeah, I got the Constellation Edition that came with the awesome steelbook. But here's something cool. So, and I will get the physical copy eventually, but it came with this, I'm not even sure what this is called, right? With the code. Now the code's already been used, but yeah, it's kind of cool how they put it in the steelbook like this. I thought this is really awesome. But yeah, my 2023 game of the year is Starfield. I don't know what to say about the game anymore other than just play it. Listen, I love Mass Effect. I love the Outer Worlds. I love Starfield. I think I just love these space-based RPGs, really. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, a masterpiece in my opinion. And Star Wars Squadrons. This is a flight flight combat style game. Well, you know, you play with the X-Wings, and I believe this game is actually super cheap too. You just find it extremely cheap, actually. All right, let's see. Next up, Batman: Arkham Origins. So the redhead stepchild of the Arkham series. For some reason, WB just ignores it. They don't put into collections. They don't re-release it, and yet this one had the best boss fights in the series. You know, I love Origins. I think it's excellent, and yet it gets no respect. It drives me crazy. The Batman Return to Arkham. So Arkham City and Arkham Knight, not Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Arkham Asylum was the first one in this series, so instead of being open world, it's more Metroidvania. You know, you're in a set location in Arkham. All the other ones, you know, they explore, like this one and City. Now they made Arkham into its own city within Gotham. In Origins, you're in Gotham, and then in Night, you're just in all of Gotham basically. But I'll get to Night when I get to it. Love it, that one. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Attack on Titan 2. Well, Attack on Titan 1 and 2, actually. Really cool games based off the anime. Assassin's Creed Chronicles, a side-scroller version of the Assassin's Creed series. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, love this one with Evie and Jacob. Assassin's Creed Unity, also love. Well, Assassin's Creed is my favorite series of all time, video game franchise. So let me just say it off the bat, I love them all. Spare you guys some time. Here is Black Flag with Edward Kenway, another one people love. Assassin's Creed Rogue. Assassin's Creed 3 with the homie Connor. The Assassin's Creed Ezio collection, which is 2, Brotherhood and Revelation. All of them star Ezio. And Assassin's Creed 1, which is actually the 360 version, but it's backwards compatible. And it's got the enhancers, your auto HDR, it's running in 4K, and I believe it got the FPS boost as well. Let's see here. Oh, Ari and the Season of Secrets. This is an action adventure game. Really cool game. Here's Anthem. It's got the FPS boost on the Series X. Pretty fun game, but it wasn't the hit BioWare or EA expected it to be. Definitely prefer the Dragon Ages and the Knights of the Republic and the Mass Effects from BioWare. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, very fun open world superhero game based off the movie. The graphics aren't the best, but the gameplay is actually pretty fun. I had a good time with it. Acolyte's Gun. Alien Isolation, awesome horror game based off the Alien franchise. The best Alien game ever, in my opinion. Agents of Mayhem, a really cool open world game. This is kind of like this game reminded me of a Saturday morning cartoon, except with swearing, basically. Loved all the heroes except for Hollywood. Had a great time with the game, and it's based off the Saints Row universe. But it's another one that I guess people didn't like that I enjoyed. I had fun with it. And Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, really cool flight combat game. Alright, let's see, next up, Bulletstorm, really cool first person shooter. By the way, I believe People Can Fly is developing the Xbox exclusive right now as the recording of this video. Tales from the Borderland, the first version of it. Borderlands 3, really cool game and a really amazing steelbook. Borderlands: The Hansel Collection, which has Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. And Borderlands 1 Game of the Year edition. Basically a remaster of the first one in 4K 60. There's Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. This is a Castlevania style game. And also, this is a really awesome steelbook. Bleeding Edge, not exactly Ninja Theory's best work. They tried something different, but I think it probably would have been a little better if it was more, maybe a traditional fighter instead of that brawler that they had it. Blaze Blue. This is a series that doesn't hit Xbox often, but it's a really cool fighting game with that anime art style. Blair Witch, horror game based off the Blair Witch IP. BioShock, the BioShock collection. 1, 2, and BioShock Infinite. Yeah, BioShock Infinite is my favorite of the three personally. But yeah, they're all excellent games, and the first one has that legendary plot twist. Bendy and the Ink Machine, really cool horror game with that classic animation art style. Bayonetta and Vanquish, the 10th anniversary edition. Bayonetta is one of my favorite games ever. Love Bayonetta. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The gameplay is so good. I wish Bayonetta 2 and 3 were on Xbox, but I believe they're on Nintendo, which it is what it is on that. I'll have to just play it someday. But yeah, Bayonetta alone is worth it, and then Vanquish is another awesome game. Yeah, Platinum Games, they do make these fun action games. It's just unfortunate they don't seem to make money. Battlefield Hardline. Like I said, I'm a Battlefield fan, so while you won't see Call of Duty in my collection, you will see the Battlefield games. Battlefield 5. Battlefield 4. And my favorite Battlefield game is Battlefield 1. Yeah, this was awesome. This was amazing, actually, at the time. There's Battleborn, which this game got stomped by Overwatch at the time, because it came out around the same time. But I thought this was a great game, like a first-person shooter / MOBA. Really creative, I thought, you know. But unfortunately, just didn't last. Batman, The Enemy Within, and Batman, the Telltale series. I'm more, you know, since I care more about gameplay, the Telltale version didn't really hook me like the Arkham series did, but they're not bad. And Batman Arkham Knight, my favorite Batman game, one of my favorite superhero games ever. And listen, I know one of the complaints was the Batmobile. I had no problem with the Batmobile. I had a blast using it, you know. I loved everything about this game except for one thing. And that was the Deathstroke fight, because the Deathstroke boss fight in Origins is one of the best in the series. The one in Arkham Knight was a disappointment. But other than that, excellent game. The gameplay, especially, oh my god, the gameplay. Peak gameplay for the series. And the gameplay to me is so good, I kind of couldn't go back to the other ones for a little bit. Now I can, because it's been like 8 years. But oh my goodness, this game is a masterpiece. Let's see, next up, the Dark Souls trilogy, and this is a really cool steelbook. Yeah, this was a really cool steelbook for it. So yeah, this game set off a whole subgenre, and then also got the individual copies of Dark Souls 2, 3, and 1, or 1, 2, and 3. I don't know why I said it that way. Cuphead, difficult game, but man, is this game fun. And the art style of that retro, retro of the old school animation, the golden age of animation, brilliant. Yeah, but Cuphead, man, this was a great game. Let's see, The Crew 2, that's an arcade racer. The Crew 1. And Crash Bandicoot: The Insane Trilogy. the remakes, I believe, of the original PlayStation games. Crackdown 3, love this game. Yeah, this is one of them games that overly hated, but when I played it, I had a blast with it. You know, the colors in it are gorgeous. The open world's a lot of fun. This is one of them games again. Beat it on legendary difficulty. Just had a great time throughout. Control from Remedy. Yeah, the Control was really good, man. I love Jason Fadden, the protagonist of it. You know, it's a third-person shooter game, and you develop powers, and it's got that traditional confusing Remedy story. Conan Exiles. I know people who will just do nothing but play Conan all day. Pretty good game, but I'm not the biggest survival fan, so it's not really for me. Code Vein, Dark Souls anime, basically. Really cool character created, though. Close to the Sun. This is like a horror game. Citadel, Forged with Fire. This is like a survival RPG. It's one of them games. It's not bad, but you gotta kind of be really into this type of game to really get it. Children of Morta. This is an amazing game. This is like a game, say like Outriders. I played it on Game Pass first. Loved it so much. I had to own it when it came out. Excuse me. I had to own it when it came out physically. The Callisto Protocol, the spiritual successor to Dead Space. Really cool game. Call of Cthulhu. It's a first-person horror game. Cabela African Adventure. This is a budget third-person game, action-adventure game, where you pretty much hunt animals. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Yeah, Burnout was an awesome series. I don't think we get any more new ones. But yeah, it's a cool remaster to be... Let's see. Next up, my favorite Arcane series, Dishonored. Yeah, Dishonored is amazing. If you haven't played it, these stealth games, they are incredible games. Just beyond incredible. And I'm glad that they'll be making that Blade game. Diablo 3. DMC, Devil May Cry. Yeah, this is Ninja Theory's Devil May Cry game. This was one that was in 60 FPS on the Xbox One. Pretty fun hack and slash. The Devil May Cry HD collection. And Devil May Cry 5. I must say, really, really awesome hack and slash game. And you know, the hack and slash series is one of my favorite genres of gaming. So these type of games be right up my alley. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. This is a RPG, really awesome RPG, and it's got the FPS boost on Series X, so it runs at 60 frames per second. Destroy All Humans remake. Deliver Us the Moon. This is like a space survival game. It's really neat. Deadpool, really funny and awesome game. Dead Rising series 4, 3, which is the best one, 2, and 1. Yeah, so Dead Rising 1 and 2, I believe, started as 360 exclusives before the remasters came out. Dead Rising 3 was a day one Xbox One game, and I think it's pretty awesome. And Dead Rising 4 came in after all of them and brought back Frank West. Dead or Alive 6, and Ria Hayabusa. Dead or Alive 5, Last Round. Well, not as good as they're at their peak. Still some fun fighting games. Dead by Daylight. Again, I have a friend who this is probably her favorite game. The Darksiders series, Darksiders Genesis, Darksiders 3, Darksiders 2, and Darksiders 1. Yeah, so 1 and 2 are the remasters, and then, but yeah, Darkside. What I love about this series is that, again, huge fan of hack and slash games, and then 2 was more like a RPG as well. 3 did its own thing, and then Genesis kind of had like that co-op and top-down style. Yeah, but they're all really awesome games, man. Can't go wrong with the Diablo games. Love them all. Next up, from the developers of Hi-Fi Rush, The Evil Within 2. Oh, well, The Evil Within 1 and 2. Great horror games, especially 2. 2's awesome. Elite Dangerous. This is I think this is similar to No Man's Sky with like that space exploration. Elix. This is more like that Eurodrink open world RPG from Piranha. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. This is the as you see, it's actually the backwards compatible version, just in the Xbox One case. Skyrim, the masterpiece from Bethesda, one of the best-selling games of all time, and its reputation is there for a reason. Dynasty Warriors 9. I enjoyed Empires more than 9 quite a bit. Dying Light with the awesome steelbook. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2. 2 awesome Dragon Ball Z games. Love Dragon Ball Z. And then, this is probably my favorite steelbook. It's the Dragon Ball Fighter steelbook. Because, yeah, this one is... look at that. Awesome. And by the way, the steelbook, perfect for the game. Because the game is also awesome. Ooh, Dragon's Dogma. Yeah. So, Dragon Dogma 2 comes out next year in March 2024. And Dragon's Dogma 1, pick it up. If you're an RPG fan, just trust me, buy this game. It's super cheap. Seriously, this game should be like $10 and under cheap, right? And play it, because the gameplay is, oh my goodness, the gameplay is really the highlight. If you play as a mage, warrior, or rogue, it doesn't matter. What you can do with the builds in this game is unbelievable, and I cannot wait till part 2 next year. Dragon Age Inquisition, excellent game from BioWare, and I look forward to the next Dragon Age whenever it comes out, because it's taken Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect 4 just an eternity to release, man. But I think they'll both be excellent when they come out. Doom Eternal and Doom 2016, 2 excellent first-person shooters, horror shooters. Some of the best you're gonna play. Excellent. And by the way, Doom Eternal has another one of my favorite steelbooks, man. Yeah, because along with collecting games, I also collect steelbooks. Look at that. just crazy artwork. From Larian Studios, the guys who did the Baldur's Gate 3, I've got Divinity, Original Sin 1 and 2. These are some turn-based RPGs. Some of the best, these are considered some of the best RPGs you could play on Xbox, even before Baldur's Gate 3 came out. So check them out. And then, Dishonored Death of the Outsider and Dishonored 2. Yeah, Dishonored 2, you could play as Corvo or Emily. Again, Dishonored is my favorite Arcane series. When I say they're excellent games, guys, please play them. They're all on Game Pass. If you don't own them, you won't be disappointed. All right. Next up, For Honor. This is a Ubisoft game. I don't really play it, but it looks pretty cool. Final Fantasy Type 0. This is, I believe, a remake from a PSP version of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 15. This game is actually pretty good. It starts super slow, but once you get into it, it gets pretty good. Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age. And Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 remastered. There's Fast and the Furious, Crossroads, based off the movies. The game won't blow you away, but you could probably get some entertainment out of it. Far Cry Primal, great game. Again, love the Far Cry series, so I'm just gonna save some time and say I love them all. This is Far Cry New Dawn with a very awesome steelbook. Far Cry 4. Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. However, Far Cry, the 360 backwards compatible version, got the FPS boost. So if you care about frame rates, this one's in 30 frames. On the Series X, the 360 version is in 60. Fallout New Vegas, from Obsidian and published by Bethesda. Hopefully after Obsidian does Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2, you know, we could get something like this from them again, because I love their RPGs so much. Fallout 76 didn't have the best launch, but now people who love it really love this game. And Fallout 4, which, guys, keep an eye out in 2024. We are going to get this PS5 and Series X upgrades for it. So, yeah, I believe it runs in 60 frames on the Series X already, but I'll see what they do next year. Fallout 3, another excellent game from Bethesda. Fade to Silence. This is a survival RPG. It's all right. It's not great. Pretty good. It's probably as best as I go. Oh, here's some good stuff. The Fable trilogy. Fable 3, 2, and Fable Anniversary. Yeah, the great games, and I cannot wait till Playground Games Fable comes out. Hopefully in 2024 or 2025. And Extinction, yeah, this game is trash. I picked up for $3, and I see why it's that cheap. It's not good. Let's see here. Kingdom of Amalur. This is one of my favorite games ever. This is an RPG. And again, guys, if you like RPGs, play it. You will not be disappointed. It is that good. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Awesome steelbook, but man, when you talk about hardcore, this is hardcore. And how you if you don't train, you're not going to get better at combat. You just can't get better by leveling up type stuff. You got to eat to survive. It's wild. Kingdom Hearts 3. Killing Floor 2. Killer Instincts, which, by the way, this game just got the Series X and X treatment, so it looks and plays amazingly on current console. Kays and the Wild Mask. This is a platformer. Just Cause 4, an awesome open world game. And Just Cause 3, which is also awesome, with a really cool steelbook as well. Jump Force, the anime compilation fighter, honestly not that good. Graphics are pretty good, but gameplay shallow. Jumanji, the video game. Journey to Savage Planet. The colors in it are gorgeous. Injustice 2, excellent fighter game, probably my favorite. Again, but I'm a superhero DC fan, so and then the story is really intriguing as well. Injustice: God Among Us Ultimate Edition. So yeah, this has all the DLC characters along with it. Inside and Limbo, some great indie games. Immortals Unchained. This is probably best considered Dark Souls with guns. It's not too bad. Hunt Showdown. Hitman 2. Hitman 1. And Homefront: The Revolution. Alright, let's see. Next up, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Oh, I can't wait for Hellblade 2. Yeah, what Ninja Theory did with limited budget and resources with this is, great. Hellblade 2 should be excellent as well. But yeah, brutal game with the gameplay. Some of it could be a little slow when you're out the gameplay. You got to do the puzzles and stuff. But Senua, like Amicia, just an excellent protagonist, really. You're really going to fall in love with her by the end of the game. Let's see. Halo Wars 2. RTS in the Halo universe with an excellent villain. Halo the Master Chief Collection. And Halo 5 Guardians in the thickest steelbook I own. Yeah, the Halo series is Xbox's biggest series for a reason. Greedfall. Oh, this is a game that got the current gen updates as well, and it looks gorgeous. I can't wait for Greedfall 2 coming out in 2024 as well. Loved it, beat it, had a blast with it, and I think it's Spider's best RPG ever. Because they always make kind of like these AA RPGs, right? And they're usually pretty good, but this one was genuinely good. I had a great time with it, and I can't wait for the second one. GTA 5. If you don't own GTA in your Xbox collection, then you're like one and the only person probably, because this is one of the best-selling games ever for a reason. G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. Really fun third-person game based off the G.I. Joe games. I had a good time with it. Ghostbusters the video game. This is an excellent game. Excellent game. This feels like Ghostbusters 3, right? They nailed it perfectly with this game. And this is Ghostbusters. This is like a co-op game. Not nearly as good in my opinion. You could probably get some enjoyment out of it. Generation Zero is a first-person survival game. Gears 4, a brilliant game in the Gears universe. Love Gears 4. Gears Ultimate Edition, another great game. One of the best remakes of last generation. Friday the 13th, one of those Dead by Daylight style, I think they're like asymmetrical horror games or something like that. My favorite racing game, Forza Motorsport 7. First game I played when the Xbox One X came out, actually in 2017. I think it's spectacular. Love Forza, and that's my favorite one. Forza Motorsport 6, great game. Forza Motorsport 5, which released day one with the Xbox One in 2013. Forza Horizon 4, excellent game. Forza Horizon 3, also excellent. And Forza Horizon 2, again, excellent series of games from Xbox. They're the best racers you could get, in my opinion. Let's see here. Metal Gear Solid 5, the definitive edition that comes with Ground Zero and the Phantom Pain. Mass Effect Andromeda. This is one of my most played games ever on Xbox. I loved it, and I think this is one of them games that are overly hated. You know, I thought first of all, I think this game has the best gameplay in the Mass Effect series, because while it's less cover shooter, you know, the enemies will swarm around you, so you got to be a bit more mobile. And again, I did the adept build in this one as well. Just had a blast wrecking havoc in the game. Love it. Love Andromeda. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I mean. And Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which has the same storyline as DC vs. Mortal Kombat. Seriously, even with the big bad guys fusion, man, pretty much the same. I thought it was funny when I played that story mode. Man Eater, a Shark PG as they call it, but yeah, very unique game. Never played anything like it. The Mafia trilogy with Mafia 1, 2, and 3. A great trilogy of games. My favorite one is Mafia 3, where you play as Lincoln Clay. You know, excellent soundtrack, excellent gameplay. Loved the world, loved it. Here's Mafia 3 Steelbook. Mad Max. This game, by the way, has the FPS boost on the Series X and S, so it runs up to 120 frames per second. It's a great game, man. I'm surprised we actually haven't gotten a sequel to this game. Lord of the Fallen, Dark Souls clone, and I didn't buy the second one that came out earlier this year. I don't really have interest in it. Little Nightmares, great horror game and side-scroller type game. Much Done Battle Mage. Runs a little funky on the Xbox One, but runs perfectly fine on the Series X. Cool first-person RPG with the magic mechanic. Really cool game, actually. This is one of the games you should find for cheap, and you should have a good time with. All right, Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Lego Ninjago, the movie, the video game. Lego Marvel Collection, which has Marvel Superheroes 2, and Avengers. Lego Harry Potter Collection with 1s and 2. I guess it's years 1 through 4 and 5 through 7. DC Super Villains with this awesome steelbook with my girl Harley Quinn, which this game is actually way more deeper than I thought, because there are a lot of characters you can unlock. I mean, a lot. Lego Batman 3, Beyond Gotham. L.A. Noire, great game from Rockstar. And Kingdom of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. And again, like Kingdom of Amalur, one of my favorite RPGs ever. To me, it's a must-buy if you're an RPG fan. Let's see. Next up, Ori and the Will of Wisp, and Ori and the Blind Forest from Moon Studios. Some excellent Metroidvania style games. And by the way, that new Moon Studio game looked really good. Amnesia Warlords. One Piece 4 Pirate Warriors. This was a really cool Dynasty Warrior style Musou game. I actually thought it was pretty fun. Okami HD, a remaster of that classic game from the 6th generation. No Straight Roads, a really cool action adventure game. Kind of has like the different musical based gameplay styles. Check it out, and the great art style as well. Let's see, No Man's Sky. Need for Speed Payback, really cool game. Need for Speed Heat. And Narcos, Rise of the Cartels. This is like a turn-based game, XCOM style game, I believe, based off that Netflix show. Murder Soul Suspect, really cool game. It's unfortunate the developer, I think the developer went under right as soon as the game released. Weird situation. Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden, another turn-based style XCOM game. Mortal Kombat 11, fantastic fighting game. I need to pick up the latest Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat XL with the horror characters. I love this one so much too. Monster Hunter World, great game, great JRPG. Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Oh, yes, that's right. The Middle-earth Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games. Two excellent games. Man, again, these games should be extremely cheap, and they are so fun. The gameplay in these games, really, it's great. And the developer, Monolith, I believe they're making that Wonder Woman game. And if it's going to have that the same mechanics of this, that game's going to be a home run. So check out Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor. You should be able to find them for cheap. They're beyond excellent games. Some of the best in my collection, in my opinion. Metroid Redux, which has 2033 and The Last Light. Metal Gear Survive. I have a friend who enjoyed this game. And Metal Gear 5: The Phantom Pain. Let's see, Red Faction Guerrilla. I like the destructible aspect of this game. It's really cool. Red Dead Redemption 2. Excellent game. It could be a little slow at times for my taste, but yeah, it's Rockstar. It's going to be excellent. Red Dead Redemption 1, the backwards compatible version, runs at 4K. ReCore, the Xbox One exclusive, really cool game, man. The gameplay is awesome as well. I really enjoyed the gameplay. It's a tough game, with a lot of platforming and stuff, but good stuff, good game. Rayman Legends, a great platformer. Rare Replay, the best compilation game on Xbox. And I remember when it first came out, 30 games for $30. Now it's way cheaper. You get this bad boy for like $5 and get all the awesome Rare games. Rage 2. My favorite Remedy game is Quantum Break. Really enjoyed playing as Jack Joyce here. Enjoyed the gameplay. It had that live action section, which was all right, And rest in peace to Lance Reddick also. Prototype 1 and 2, great open world superhero style games. Prey, excellent horror first person shooter, where you play as Morgan Wu, and there's female Morgan. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The classic RPGs, Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale. A Plague's Tale: Innocence, the first in the Plague's Tale series, where again, Amicia, one of the best video game protagonists ever. Obsidian's classic RPG series, Pillars of Eternity. And here's a fun fact, Avowed, which comes out next year, exclusive to Xbox, which my most anticipated game in 2024, set in the same universe. That's right. So if you're familiar with Pillars of Eternity, you're going to be familiar with some of the lore in Avowed. Payday 2, really cool game. Overwatch, not the biggest fan of Overwatch, but it was mega popular at its peak, And I believe Overwatch 2 was free. Outward, really cool survival RPG. Outcast: Second Contact. This is a remaster of the classic game, and then there's a sequel coming out soon, being published by THQ Nordic, I think. And here's a game I absolutely love, The Outer Worlds. Yeah, again, like Mass Effect, like Starfield, I thought The Outer Worlds was brilliant. I had an excellent time with it. Thought it was so fun. Love all the companions. Did all the side quests with them and stuff. Unlike Mass Effect and Starfield, this game could actually be beat in like maybe 20, 30 hours. It's not super long. So if you don't have time to play the Starfield type games, The Outer Worlds will fit perfectly. Love the game, think it's brilliant, and cannot wait for The Outer Worlds 2. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, made by the same people who made Dark Souls. Sea of Thieves, this is the game that I always say that I'm glad I was wrong on, because I actually wasn't feeling it that much when it first came out, but now, yeah, I see why people love it. Samurai Warriors 5, really cool, Dynasty War style hack and slash Muso type games, as they call it. Samurai Showdown, a fighting game based off the classic IP. Saints Row 3 Remastered and Saints Row 4, and Get Out of Hell. I'm a fan of the Saints Row game. As you see, I said that I enjoyed the reboot, Agents of Mayhem. So nonetheless, I enjoyed these as well. I just think they're fun and over the top. And I don't really take them serious because they don't take itself seriously. Rise Son of Rome. This was a day one Xbox One exclusive, and it's an excellent game, man. I love this game. My only complaint is that on the hardest difficulty, it was a little too easy for my taste. Other than that, I had a fun time with it. Rogue Trooper Redux. Here's Rime. This is like an indie style platformer. Alright, we got Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, Resident Evil 7, 6, 5, 4, which is my favorite in the series, 3, 2, and Resident Evil 1 and 0 in the Origins collection. Here's Remothered Tormented Fathers, a horror game. Chronos from the Ashes, which is a prequel to Remnant from the Ashes. Chronos before the Ashes. Remnant from the Ashes is actually pretty fun. Remnant 2 is on Game Pass. I'm going to pick it up physically when it's a bit cheaper. But Chronos is not that good. This game is actually, it looks bad, it plays bad, it's janky as hell. It is not fun. And yet they did so much better job with Remnant from the Ashes. It's wild. And Redeemer. Enhanced edition. Next up, South Park: The Stick of Truth. Great game. This captures the South Park style and humor perfectly. So does the Fractured Butthole. Again, where this one did play at, when they did Mysterion and the Coon and all that instead of fantasy based. Both are hilarious games and great. I recommend it easily. Soul Calibur 6, and this comes in an awesome steelbook. Now the steelbook you used to be able to push a button and it made some noise, but I think the battery's dead. But yeah, that steelbook is still amazing though. Definitely one of the best ones in my steelbook collection. Here is Sonic Mania Plus. Love Sonic, so I love this. And by the way, Sonic Mania Plus is based on like this classic style Sonic games. Song of the Deep. This was a game published by GameStop, actually, made by Insomniac. Sniper Ghost Warriors Contract and Sniper Ghost Warriors 2. These are some mediocre first-person shooters. They won't light your world on fire, but if you find them cheap, you should get something out of it. Sniper Elite 4, 3, and 2. Yeah, again, some great stealth games from Rebellion and 505 Games. Love them like I loved Sniper Elite 5. Well, these are great. Check them out. Sleeping Dogs is an excellent game, man. It's got the FPS boost, so it runs at 60 frames per second on the current gen Xbox consoles. Yeah, and it should be extremely cheap, by the way, as well. It's a shame that game, again, Square Enix. Strange history with Xbox, yet another Square Enix game I enjoyed that they published. The Sinking City, pretty good. Call of Cthulhu. What is Call of Cthulhu? I forgot what they're based off of, but it's based off that IP. The Sims. Shining Resonance Reframe. This is actually a pretty good JRPG series, I must say. Yeah, these are actually pretty. This is actually pretty good. It's not too bad. Let's see here. Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, and Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment. 2 games based off the Sherlock Holmes IP. Pretty good detective games. The Shenmue 1 and 2 remastered based off the classic games from the Dreamcast and OG Xbox. Shadows Awakening, a really fun Diablo-style RPG. And Shadow Warriors. Alrighty, let's see. Next up, we got Terraria. Yeah, this is a great, this is a really good indie game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Meeting in Manhattan. Love this game from Platinum Games. I don't think it was as well received as, say, the Transformer games or other games, but I had a blast with it when I played it. The Technomancer. Decent RPG from Spiders, not as good as, say, Greedfall. Let's see, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition and Tales of Symphonia Remastered. So yeah, two games in the Tales series. My favorite of them, though, is still Tales of Arise. Here's an awesome game, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Really fun third-person shooter. Mixed with JRPG in the Sword Art series. Sword Art Online, Alicization Licorice. Haven't played it yet, but you know, it's in my collection. The Surge 2. This is kind of like a Souls-like game, except with more robotics and the Surge 1. You know, you could cut off limbs and stuff. Here's a cute little platformer, Super Lucky's Tales. Really neat game, you know. My favorite game of the 8th generation, Sunset Overdrive, from Insomniac. And yeah, I love this game so much. The epitome of fun, you know. And this game, when I talk about the type of games that I tend to love that really click with me, this is the quintessential example here. Fun. Focus on fun, a lot of creativity, the creative guns, the over-the-top humor and gameplay. You know, it's fun first. It's a video game first, and then everything else just kind of falls into place. And that's why I love it so much. And this is the game that got me back into gaming, and it's the reason why I'm even a collector now. Because this game clicked with me so much, it reminded me in a rough time of my life of, whoa, gaming is amazing, unbelievable, right? It's the best, some of the best experience I could get, and thanks to Sunset Overdrive, you know, I became a gamer again, fell in love with it, and I love the community and everything I built here. So, just wanted to shout out Sunset Overdrive. Styx Shards of Darkness, a really cool stealth game. Streets of Rage 4, awesome beat 'em up. Based off my favorite beat 'em up from the Sega Genesis, the Streets of Rage series, man. And this really does, Streets of Rage 4 really does pick up where it left off back in the day. It's such an excellent game. The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Strange Brigade. This was a pretty cool third action adventure game. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I did play this, and it's a lot of fun. Pretty cool Star Wars game, really like Cal. Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 1. Ah, yes, State of Decay 2 and State of Decay 1, Year 1 edition. But yeah, State of Decay 2 in particular, I was addicted to this game when it first came out in 2018, man. This game is excellent, and I cannot wait till State of Decay 3. Love this game. And Sparklight, so this is a cool game. This is kind of like a, say, retro Zelda type game. Really cool gameplay. Vikings Wolves of Midgard. This is like a top-down Diablo style RPG. Same with Victor Brand. Again, that top-down Diablo style RPG. Oh, Vampire from Dope Knot Games, man. This was an awesome RPG. Really enjoyed it. It runs at 60 frames per second now on the current gen consoles. Really cool game. Surprised me by how good it was. Let's see. Valkyrie Revolution and Valkyrie Chronicles 4. The Troll and I. Yeah, I did not like this game at all. And shout out to, I believe her channel is Char Gaming's, man. She said in the video, don't buy it. I saw this game for cheap. And then later I would remember her from that video saying it, and she was right. This game trash. Trine Ultimate Collection. This is some Trine games 1 through 4. I know Trine 5 is out, so I'm going to pick it up someday. Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. Really fun Transformers game. And Transformers Devastation. A really awesome Transformers game. And I believe this one was made by Platinum Games. But yeah, this game is awesome. And Activision, hopefully Xbox and Activision could get the license to some of this stuff. So we could get, say, the War for Cybertron games, man. I'd love to add them to my collection. Torment, Tides of Numeria. This is made from Exile, who's actually making Clockwork Revolution. Ooh, that's right, the Tomb Raider games. Another favorite of mine. The Tomb Raider trilogy. From the Tomb Raider reboot. Yeah, and I love all three of them. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is my personal favorite of them. But all of them are just downright excellent action-adventure games. Man, Lara Croft. Oh, she's known as like the GOAT female protagonist for a reason, man. You can't go wrong with any of these games. They're all excellent, and I love them so much. Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six Siege. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. I actually like Wildlands more than Breaking Point, but yeah, Ghost Recon Breakpoint does have the 4K 60 updates and all that. So really good stuff there. The Division 2 and 1. Titan Quest. Terminator Resistance. Really awesome game. I believe the same people who made RoboCop made Terminator. And Tekken 7. Wolfenstein 2. Excellent game. Same with the New Order and the Old Blood. We Happy Few, great game from Compulsion Games, who's making South of Midnight. Watch Dogs 1 and 2, great games. I think 2 is probably the best in the Watch Dogs series. Wasteland 2, Wars of Warcraft 4, cool Muso style game. Vermintide 1 and 2. Warhammer Inquisitor. Zoo Tycoon, I believe this was a Xbox One exclusive. Zombieland Double Tap. Zombie Army 4 and Trilogy, really fun zombie shooters. Ziggurat. Here's a pretty cool Taiwanese RPG. Zhanwan 7. XCOM 2. WWE 2K16. World War Z. Wolfenstein Youngblood. This is actually pretty good. I like Jess and Soph, the protagonists in the game. And Warhammer Chaos Bane, I mean. So yeah, there's my Xbox One collection, the physical part. Let me know what you guys think, and the digital aspect is coming up next. So here's the part of the collection video where it's my digital collection. And for Xbox, you know, I've either got these games, they were either cheap digitally or they're only available digital on Xbox. Xbox got a lot of games that are digital only, especially some of their exclusives or first party stuff. But let's jump into it. AEW Fight Forever. Love this game. It's the first wrestling game I played in years, and I had a blast with it. Really have fun gameplay. While the creation aspects isn't that good, everything else about it I enjoyed. It's very old school style. After Us is a very chill and relaxed and awesome, if you will, indie game. I think it's indie. And so it's a game that I think is really good, really fun, really relaxing, really chill type game. And it's kind of apocalyptic too. Origami 2 is a stealth game. Blacktail is a pretty good indie game as well. It's one of them games where your decisions do matter kind of more than other games that claim it. I had a good time with it. Bright Memory and Bright Memory Infinite are both really good games. First person shooters. Well, Bright Memory Infinite had a third person update, so you could play as both. Diablo 2 Resurrected. Deliver Us Mars is kind of like the space survival game. Death's Door. Crisis Remastered. Crossfire X. The Chant. The Chant's a really cool horror game. Diablo 4. Evil West. Ghostwire Tokyo. And yeah, this is what I mean when I say Xbox has a lot of games that are digital only. Godfall, it's I say it's a decent game at best. The gameplay could be pretty fun, but it's really rough around the edges. The GoldenEye 007 remastered. Grounded. Now Grounded, must say, is a fantastic survival game. This is really one of the best Xbox exclusives in my opinion, and the Honey I Shrunk the Kids simulator, if you will, and it kind of will go under the radar for a lot because of the art style. But listen, don't sleep on Grounded. Especially if you have any creativity in you, once you understand that part, the game really opens up. I think the game is like a brilliant 9.5 out of 10. Just don't sleep on Grounded is all I'm saying. Monster Hunter Rise. Lost in Random. Lost in Random is a really good game made by EA. I think there's some of their EA originals. Their EA originals, I believe. And it's a really fun game. High on Life. High on Life is a awesome game. I can't believe this game don't have a physical release. But this game is so damn funny. From the creators of Rick and Morty. You could tell it has that Rick and Morty spirit. But man, is this game great. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is one of my favorite games. I mean, I don't know how to praise this game any more than it is. It is so fun. And it's not the longest game. And listen, every game don't need to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Starfield in length, but this game is tremendous. This is one of the games I cannot praise. I want to spend so much time praising it, but that'll make this video 3 hours long. Hi-Fi Rush is a must-buy if you're an Xbox fan. Hellblade Web of Weird. The art style is the best part of the game. I found the gameplay a little clunky. The Gunk is a cool third-person game. Multiverses. This is like a Smash Bros. Style game, but with Warner Brothers properties. I don't know if it's still active. The Outer Worlds. Pumpkin Jack is a really cool platformer. Ravenlock is a great game as well. Love Ravenlock. The gameplay is really good and really smooth. The art style is gorgeous. The colors are so beautiful in this game. Like, this game is a really great work of art for Coco Cucumber. River City Girls 2. The River City Girls series are some of my favorite beat 'em ups. Love the first one, so when the 2 went on sale, I had to buy it. Rogue Company. Senses Midnight. This is a horror game. Tiny Tina's Wonderland, a excellent game. Absolutely love it. I don't think the general audience love it as much as I do, but I had so much fun with it. Sword and Fairy. This is a Chinese RPG actually. Stray Blade was a letdown. The trailer made it look like it was going to be a Kingdom of Amalur type RPG that I'm looking forward to. It just ended up being a very bad Dark Souls clone. Starfield, my 2023 game of the year. Yeah, so Starfield, I got the Constellation Edition, and it came with this cool code. Well, you kind of saw it earlier in the video because I got the Steelbook. Eventually, I do kind of want to get the physical version as well, just to have it in my possession when it's cheaper. But yeah, Starfield is my 2023 game of the year. I love it. I can't help but praise it. It is so fun. And it's going to end up being one of my most played games on Xbox because it's just that addictingly good. Starfield, oh, just truly breathtaking. How does it stack up as in my favorite Bethesda games? Oh, it's up there. Now, here's the thing about me. I love the Outer Worlds. I love Mass Effect. So these space-based RPGs and Starfield's right up there in my alley too. They're just for me, I guess, since I just love the sci-fi space adventure that comes with it. So there's a reason why you'll probably see me praising this over Fallout and Elder Scrolls by the end of it. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, Dead Space. Okay, let me say something about Dead Space, Need for Speed, and Immortals of Aveum. These are games that I usually buy physically, but Xbox had this. It might have been a glitch. But these games were under $10 each, and I could not pass on that. 2023 games for under $10 from EA and Xbox, so the Game Pass, could not pass on that. So I bought them digitally, you know. And by the way, you know, very good games, very awesome games. And Sable, gorgeous art style. Haven't gotten to play it yet. You just kind of started it up a little bit, but the art style is gorgeous. And got it for under $10. I think got it for about $8, right, on the Xbox store. It's one of them digital only games that I talk about, and it looks like it's gonna be a really nice chill game. Adam's Adventures Origins, Agony, Agami, the Shadow Edition, Battletoads. Battletoads was a really cool. Battletoads is a very fun beat 'em up, and it's funny too. The writing is so good in this game. From somebody who I usually focus more on the gameplay aspects, but the game had me rolling as well. It's as tough as any Battletoads game would be, but man, I had a great time with it, and it's one of them games that I wonder if it has online co-op yet, because I'd love to play with other people on that. Blessed Unleash, Crimson Dragon. This was a 2013 Xbox Day 1 exclusive. Same with D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die. And I think that's more like a mystery game. Oh yeah, by the way, Crimson Dragon is like an on-rail shooter. DC Universe Online, Degrees of Separation, Devil May Cry 4, the Disney Afternoon Collection, which has a number of Disney games, Everreach, Project Eden. It's honestly, I didn't think it was that good. Flipping Death. Now, Flipping Death is quite an interesting game. The beauty of modern gaming, I noticed, is that a lot of devs are taking advantage of really cool art styles, and the number one thing I tend to praise is gameplay. The notice secondly will be these art styles, because they tend to be very good looking, very creative or something, and Flipping Death is one of those games. Firewatch, The Final Station, Final Star, Felix the Reaper, got that for like less than $1. Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, Gigantic, which I don't think that game is active anymore, but I believe it was kind of like an Overwatch game. A Hat in Time. Oh, Hat in Time is one of the better indie platformers you could find. Love that game. So it's cute and adorable. Hitman Absolution and Hitman Blood Money. Hybrid Force. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 1, 2, and 3. Initial 2. Funny fact. That is an Xbox exclusive. Yeah, Initial 2 is an Xbox exclusive. Fun little game. It should be pretty cheap, like the $10, $20 range. I had a good time with it. Local Cycle. I believe this was also a Day 1 Xbox One 2013 launch exclusive as well. Near Automata. Love that game. The Ninja Gaiden collection from Sigma 2, and 3, Razor's Edge. Ninja Gaiden, the greatest hack and slash series ever. I'll say this. I do kind of wish the collection had Ninja Gaiden Black for one, and the 360 Ninja Gaiden 2. I wish that was the case because I think those are the better versions of those games. No Time to Explain, Overlord, Fellowship of Evil, Paladins, Panzer Dragoon Order remake. Very, again, like Crimson Dragon is that on-rail shooter. Very fun. Roblox. I actually don't play Roblox. I think I got an Xbox over at my parents' house, and I believe my sister was playing that. River City Girls 1. Like I said with River City Girls 2, it's one of my favorite beat 'em ups. I think it's just so damn fun and over the top, and I really like the characters. PUBG. Phantom Dust. Phantasy Star Online 2. Path of Exiles. Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time, an excellent hack and slash game. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Smite. Song of Iron. I believe that's an Xbox exclusive as well. And it's a cool little Metroidvania style game. Space Jam, a new hope, I think, something like that. Strider. Styx, Master of Darkness. Toki. Torchlight 2. Voodoo Vince. I believe Voodoo Vince, by the way, is Phil Spencer's favorite game. I remember in an interview he mentioned it playing with his daughter. Wonder Boy. And I think it's going to close with the Yakuza game. So, again, Xbox has a lot of games digitally. The Yakuza series outside of 7 and some of the spin-offs are digital only. So Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2, which I believe are remix of Yakuza 1 and 2. Yakuza 3 remastered, 4, 5, and 6. And by the way, Yakuza 6 has the FPS booth on the Series S and X. So there it is. My 2023 Xbox collection. Over 500 games. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how your collection's looking. Let me know what type of games you guys like to collect, because I know some people do the retro gaming. Some people do Nintendo or PlayStation. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm out.